I find I'm learning a lot, actually. I've never worked in the theatre before, so I'm used to being treated like crap as a screenwriter. So it's fantastic working with Tamara and actually being allowed to have an opinion about how things go every now and again. Only twice a day, it's important to say.
And then we're throwing him out at the end of this week. We are, actually. I think writers should be there for the first week while you're figuring out stuff, and then they have to go away so that you can make loads of mistakes, and then they can come back and tell you everything you've done wrong.
But it's great having a brilliant young cast. They put in 10 gags I didn't know were there. It's a real... you should come. You should definitely buy tickets. You should come.
This is, at no point is this going to be in any way helpful.
Can you describe Hello Goodbye in a nutshell?
You're in marketing.
It's the first hour and the last hour of a relationship with a 10-year gap in the middle where you have your ice cream at half-time and you don't know how it's going to end, actually.
Yeah, Tamara, how does it feel to be returning to the Hampstead downstairs?
It's lovely. It's a great space because it's a very safe and exciting environment to try out a play because you don't have critics, so you can find out what an audience thinks without worrying about what the national press are going to say.
And Peter, how does it feel to have your first stage debut here?
It's very exciting to be on the stage, well, to sit like in the darkness at the edge. But no, it's very cool, actually. I've written TV shows and a bunch of stuff for Radio 4, but I've never heard an audience react to my work. So it's going to be wonderful to find out if people make a noise out loud when it's supposed to be funny and make little sniffing noises when it's supposed to be sad. And I know that sounds really basic, but I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot. And I hope that we will change the play as we go through, as we learn from audiences, what's really working and what could be a bit better. And that's, again, kind of the point of Downstairs, is it's a chance to grow a play until it's really, really good.
Also...
Come, buy a ticket!
Also, you said the other day, you've never experienced this length of rehearsals. So it's also really interesting working with someone who is an experienced writer, but in a different medium. So that not just the moment when we put it in front of an audience, but also you're getting to learn from just trying out different stuff in the room.
Yeah. I mean, so Married Single Other, which is the show that I wrote for ITV, had a budget of $5.5 million, and we did no pre-rehearsal at all. So there'll be a bit of talking, and then off you go. So this is fantastic, and not least because I learn each day from seeing the actors doing the acting, and the bits that aren't working, really stick in your ear. It's a fantastic way to make your work better, I think.
Married Single Other. You say that as though it's like one word.
Married Single Other. Yeah, I talked
Married Single Other was the show that Peter wrote for television.
It's embarrassingly cheap on Amazon now. I think it's down to about £4. But feel free.
So both of you, are you inspired by any particular playwrights or directors?
Me. You're inspired by me. I'm not going to answer that one.
I like Alan Bennett because he's clever, and I liked Anthony Minghella when he was alive because I think he's a genius. And I love Richard Curtis because he's the best writer in the country.
I'm going to let Peter answer them.
So Tamara, what attracted you to Hello Goodbye?
It's funny and sad, and I think that's a magical combination in the theatre. And it makes my arms go tingly in the end. When you get that feeling when the hairs on your arms stand up. And I reckon if a play does that even on the page, then you should get into a rehearsal room with it quick.
Oh, that's so sweet. Buy a ticket and stay all the way to the end.
Peter, are all the characters based on people you know? Or personal experience perhaps?
I think that they are based on people I know, like lots of people. So nobody is quite as badly behaved as Juliet is. But all of my friends at some point have been a little bit like that at some point. But no, I think it is a fiction. I mean, I think it's about trying to fall in love with somebody and then working out how to stay in love with them. And that's so I've been with my wife for 30 years. So we're starting to get some grooves going on.
You see, I think that's so interesting. I think it's the opposite. I think it's about trying not to fall in love with somebody and then trying to work out how not to stay in love with them.
There you go. That's much better. Can we wipe that bit from before and do what she said? You should ask that question again, and tomorrow you should answer it.
No, I think we should just keep all of that in. I think it's brilliant to have an interview in which the playwright and the director are disagreeing fundamentally over what the play is about.
Well, wildly, that is one of the things, is that you keep saying these really brainy things about lines that I've just bashed out. And yes, yes, it means that, what you said.
What's your favourite line in the play? Do you have one?
I really like, well, I don't know, see, the one that I really like is very, very, very near the end.
Yeah, you can't say.
Okay,
I'll say.
you say.
There's a moment. I usually have a different favourite line each day. So my favourite line today is when he says, I can't remember his exact line, but it's something about kind of Blackadder. It's the first thing we had in common, and she says, "Everyone likes Blackadder. It's like saying, ooh, we've both got toes. It must be love." But they deliver it better than that.
And finally, tomorrow, what made you want to become a director?
It's the money, isn't it?
It's the money. It's a really simple answer. I feel as though there should be some very intelligent thing I could say, but I just fell in love with it. Hello. Should I wait for that to stop? Do you want to ask the question again in a minute? Have they?
Is it somber?
Do you know, can you tell that just by pointing that at the ceiling? It's somber.
Get it in quick.
Tomorrow, what made you want to become a director?
I fell in love with it. I walked into a rehearsal room when I was 17, and I grew up in Brighton, and an opera company was doing a production at the Brighton International Arts Festival, and I was allowed to shadow the directors. And after 10 minutes in the rehearsal room, I thought, oh, that's it. That's what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's our pleasure to be on your show. Jonathan.
Please come back, and the show opens on March.
They'll do all
Book
that.
tickets now.